here it is. No. I didn't even want to see that map anyways. This map's so beautiful, right? I mean, seriously, how many times has Scarlet Worm lost the coin flip? Am I crazy, or has that happened every single set today? Alright, let's keep our eyes on the opening build. Morfin, of course, opting to place a 3-wide. Now that 4-wides are banned, I feel like you can't find that same level of effectiveness. A 4-wide jump is something that can win you a set. A 3-wide jump is going to hold your opponent off for maybe 10 seconds, but they'll probably get it. That being said, you know, Morfin is still the best at it, so there's definitely some validity in setting something like that up. Nothing too crazy yet. I think in a set like this, both of them probably want to take their time a little bit with ramping up the difficulty. You know, so much on the line that I don't know that they're willing to subject themselves to the volatility. Interesting infrastructure. I feel like it's going to be difficult to set anything up out of that. I like the idea from Paucia, though. Paucia there. Yeah, I wasn't sure if Morph was going to counter-build that, but it looks to me like he had a similar idea. Oh, no, never mind. No, Morph does not want that. He's going to opt for timing instead. Now, my understanding is that historically, this is a very Morph-sided matchup, right? Because definitely, you know, Raido, Morph, and Paucia have spent a lot of time trading sets back and forth over the last 2 years, but I think it's a rock, paper, scissors type situation. Usually Morph is a very strong matchup against Paucia. And as I'm saying that, she is down to her last life already. It is now or never. Can she get it? Ooh, going for the Coyote a little bit too early. Morph off to an early lead. Now this could be tricky, because counter building against a setup that's tight like that, it can be really difficult, unless you have a bomb. Though Paucia has some ideas here. Not a bad one. Definitely not a bad one. Ooh. That's a little bit of a flub from Morph there. I don't know how I feel about that. On the one hand, by bombing immediately, he is forcing Paucia to waste her build, which just further brings him closer to that round limit while Morfin's up. But on the other hand, I feel like if Morfin had just waited with his dynamite until the end of the build timer, he could have forced the setup that won him the point last round. Going up 2-0 at this stage, I mean, it's really rare to see a 2-0 comeback. True, losers finals. Paucia has some big ideas. That spike ball's pretty passive, but it's early enough that I think passive building can be fine here. Now that there's a block overhead, though, I mean, that's the exact setup that we saw making the difference in Selly versus Morph. And Morfin has been opting to set this up quite a bit today. Quite a bit today. I like the approach from Paucia here, though. Getting to that safe position and just waiting for the mortar to pass by. Yeah, that definitely feels the best to me. But that jump is hard. That timing is not easy by any means. It's not easy, but if you're Morfin, it might be. Paucia. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. That is a crazy super jump. Morfin comes so close, but that is unbelievably hard. And neither of them able to convert there. I'm pretty sure it was Paucia who set up that super jump by the flower. If so, great move by her, because that is the only thing that separates her from being down 2-0 right now. Whoa, wait a minute. How's that timing gonna work with the mortar? That might be tricky. I think that setup there is still unforced, but once there's room to force it, that could be huge. Oh, both of them find the timing. Good stuff. Yeah, Morfin spots it already, not going to engage with that setup. Is Paucia gonna go for it? Wow. Completely optional. Completely optional. Paucia already down a point, mind you. But she opts to go for the more difficult route because it gives her an opportunity to get that little tiny extra bit of practice, which could be the difference. And now the setup is forced. Wait a minute. Oh, the 3 wide. The 3 wide jump is still possible. Now, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Is that a super jump? Or is that a slide-off jump? Surely these players are not putting a slide-off jump in a party match. Can you just sprint jump there? Am I crazy? No way. Oh, maybe I am crazy. That looks so difficult, though. I see the vision. I see it. Morfin thinks he has the spacing and goes for it. It's gonna cost him. But one Morfin can't find the timing. Yeah, Morfin catching on. I'm pretty sure the arrow changes the spike ball, because if my memory serves me correctly, I could be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure arrows are only 80% as wide as regular blocks. So you're just that much further out from the wall. This setup is still possible. There are 2 ways that I can see it being done. Maybe even more. Will they go for it? That's the question. The problem I'm seeing right now is that they're making it up high, but they're not going for the jump. You kind of have to have confidence with something like this, because you can't really react to the fact of whether or not you made it high enough to get past the spike ball. You kind of just have to rip it and hope that you got it. Paucia opting to make it easier. Wow, I was gonna say, setting up a 2-block squeeze like that against someone like Morph is risky, but, you know, let me not forget who I'm talking about here, because Paucia is just as good. I feel like these two players are specifically known for being good at those. Morfin makes it through. Paucia as well. Okay, Elsaws are either an extremely powerful item or an extremely weak one. It's really hard to find that in between. But there is a lot of potential here. Can Morfin find that setup that'll make the difference? I like the timing here. Ooh, you might need to use a super jump for that. We'll see when we get there, but I feel like that cannon is a really interesting setup. Morfin setting up that 1-block squeeze. We talked about this earlier. Definitely not one of Paucia's strong suits. This could be another opportunity. There's not really anything lethal here, but it is entirely possible that Morfin gets through and is able to score based off of time. And Morfin, he's gonna make it through. There isn't too much time left in the round. Can Paucia find this finish here? Oh my goodness, 1 life left. Paucia knows how much is at stake here. Taking her time. But I feel like the timer is about to come up. And that'll do it. That'll do it. Paucia just barely getting hit by the mortar. One thing about that setup. One thing about that R-Spike paired with a mortar. When you start the round, the cycles of the 2 blocks happen to align in a way that makes it really easy. But if you die and have to respawn, it takes a while before those cycles line up cleanly again. Whoa. No way. That can't be possible. Paucia. A strong opportunity here, but Morfin managed to place... Whoa! She gets it! Morfin managed to make it a 3 wide where if you mess up, you die. That is a strong setup for him, but Paucia does not care. She's gonna get it anyways. Wow! And she opts to quick jump directly past instead of going for the cannon bait. And just like that, she is right back in it. 2-1. There are only 3 turns left, but the stage is set. These are setups that Paucia's good at. She has all the momentum right now. Oh, Morph has a good point. That honestly might be a case of desync. Alright, Paucia, what do you have here? Is that a corner boost? I need to get a better look at that, but that might be a corner boost. No corner boost. That is way better. I love that setup. That being said, it looks like Morph might love it too. He makes it through. Paucia has the momentum. She's coming back, but all it takes is one single point for Morph to end this. And not even a little bit of an issue with that 3 wide. First try. Are you kidding me, Morph? But he dies to the arrow. Wow. He had made it. That was probably the game. Still, Morph soldiering through it. He finds the timing. Can he get through again? He can. This setup is doable. All he needs now is the 3 wide. Can he get it? This is Morph we're talking about. This is a scary moment. He already holds the advantage, so he's sitting relatively pretty, even if he doesn't make it, but he does! Are we going to be seeing a Morfin Kreutz Grand Finals? Or is this setup going to give Morfin more trouble than he bargained for? It isn't, and Morfin's going to make it! Absolutely incredible. Going into this tournament, it was looking like Morfin was at a relatively low point in his UCH career. He was seeded 7th. He was seeded 7th for this tournament. I think that he's one of the best players in the world. I think there's a strong argument that he is the best player in the world. But he just struggles under the pressure. And for so long, he hasn't been able to overcome that. But the Morph we're seeing right now is looking like a force to be reckoned with.